Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I am a Boeing 737 pilot, and in today's video we are going to try out the new kit on the block, FS HUD, a new air traffic control add-on for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now, this is more of a first impressions video than a review, so please don't take it as one, because I really just started using FS HUD and I have done 2 flights with it so far to get a very first impression, and now this one, at least I have a small idea of how the program works. So, you can get FS HUD from Flight 1. Installation is fairly easy and straightforward, so once everything is set up, we basically end up as we do over here right now in our simulator, and we get this little panel over here that is basically our user interface. You can see we can easily download the Simbrief flight plan over here, so let's quickly get that. Yes, we want to import the Simbrief flight over here. Continue. Alright, so that is pretty much the flight plan we now have. So, we click on Start Flight, and then FS HUD is basically preparing itself for our flight. Now, from here on, we'll run this more or less like a full flight video, and we'll be using FS HUD along the way. So let's start setting our A320 up for our morning flight from Nuremberg to Zurich. So we're just boarding the last couple of passengers, then we'll be ready to go already. So let's try to get this thing set up quickly. Now, if I'm too fast going over the setup and everything, keep in mind this video is not an A320 tutorial, but it is simply meant as a FS HUD demonstration video. Alright, let's go ahead and do a quick departure briefing then. I don't see any threats for this departure. And for the routing, we're going from Echo Delta Delta November Lima Zulu Sierra Hotel, your wings 1123. And the routing is checked as well. So, we are parked on stand number 12. Let's quickly get our charts together. So, parked on number 12, pushback with the nose to the left, then most likely via... Sorry, it's actually push with the nose to the right, and then Mike 2, Foxtrot. And then my Foxtrot to full length for runway 10. We'll take intersection echo for the figures, just in case we do have to get that. Our departure is the Dinkelsbühl for Mike departure, that's on an ANAV chart available over here. Dinkelsbühl for Mike is going straight ahead to Rotenbach NDB 415. That's Rotenbach, and we can also put 415 into the ADF. Then for the nav setup we'll take VOR1 ADF2. Alright, from there the routing is a right hand turn Delta November 105. In here we have 105. On towards Bolsey and then Delta Kilo Bravo. So, and in here we just go direct to Delta Kilo Bravo, but that's a straight line, so that is okay with me. Initial climb clearance, flight level 70, that is selected already. Nav setup, we've got the Rotenbach NDB in the ADFs and Delta Kilo Bravo active on the VORs. We'll take 254 as the courses to give us a conventional backup of our SID. And then nav accuracy is high already, and our takeoff speed is estimated with a flap 1 takeoff 66 degrees, flex temperature 263535. Right, any questions so far? Alright, that basically concludes our setup. We have 3 minutes to go for the IRS to align, so let's start getting our clearance. So, Nuremberg ground 121.76. But don't worry if you don't know the frequencies, it is going to automatically tune them for you. So, request flight clearance.
Nuremberg Tower, Eurowing 1123, gate 12, request clearance to Zurich with information, Juliet. Eurowing 1123, clear to Zurich, 5 Delta Kilo Bravo for Mike, departure, runway 10, initial climb, 4000, then is 5. Walk 6547. Clear to Zurich via Delta Kilo Bravo for Mike. Departure runway 10. Initial climb 4000. Then is filed squawk 6547. Eurowing 1123. Eurowing 1123. Redback correct. When ready, contact Nuremberg ground 121.75. When ready, contact Nuremberg ground 121.75. Eurowing 1123.
Okay, so we are clear to 4,000 feet. That's pretty low level off, just 3,000 feet above the field elevation. We have to keep that in mind. We have the Delta Kilo Bravo 4 Mike departure and the squawk 6547. Okay, and the handoff to ground. Alright. So that's basically this. We do have a company message here. Let's hope that that is our load sheet. Yes, it is. So we've got 56.2 and a trim of 32.7. And 4.7 in the tanks. Okay, takeoff weight 60.7, which is the same we have over here. Accept. Alright, so let's quickly confirm our performance calculation is correct. And we have flap 1, down trim 0.6, 66 degrees. Speeds 126, 135, 135. Alright, perfect. That's exactly what we planned for. So, while we're waiting for the APU to start up, let's do the before start checklist down to the line. Cockpit prep completed, gibbons covers removed, signs on auto, AD IRS, nav, fuel quantity 4,660 kilos, takeoff data set, barrel ref 1011. Before start checklist complete down to the line. So a few things I noted about the FS HUD over here. The first one is that for some reason the call sign is not adopted from the Simbrief imported flight plan, but it defaults to Eurowings 1123 in here. Now that is probably related to the aircraft somehow, because yesterday I did a flight with it in the Honda jet and the call sign reflected the aircraft's registration, which actually was correct for the flight I had planned. So, as said, not 100% sure why it's doing this, but it's probably taking it somewhere from an init file or so, which would explain why it always seems to be a static call sign. Apart from that, the initial climb for some reason always seems to be 4,000 feet rather than what we can find in the charts. I've had it on the previous two flights as well that it was 4,000 feet. Now I wonder what that's going to look like if I'm actually at a high elevation airport that's located above 4,000, but I guess we'll find out soon. And the last thing here, for some reason it is automatically tuning the tower frequency to get the IFR clearance rather than the ground frequency. I don't know if that's a thing in the USA, because at least on past experience most ATC add-ons have always been based on US procedures, even though this one over here actually is more or less a correct clearance as we would expect it in Europe. The only thing is that in Europe they don't say the departure runway, but apart from that, clear to Zurich via Dinkelsbühl for Mike departure, initial climb 4,000, then it's filed, well, would in Europe be flight plan route, Squawk 6547. So that doesn't sound too wrong. That actually sounds quite alright, at least compared with previous ATC add-ons that I've seen for other simulators. Right, so let's get a pushback tug over here. And the GPU can go. Okay, let's get pushback and startup. Ground frequency is active already.
Nürnberg ground, Eurowings 1123, dice 12, request pushback and startup.
Eurowings 1123, pushback and startup approved.
Pushback and startup approved, Eurowings 1123.
It is, by the way, doing all those readbacks fully automatically, so I have not found a way yet how I could do the readbacks manually, but I guess that is the way this add-on is programmed at the moment. Okay, so before start checks below the line. Windows and doors closed, beacon on, thrust levers idle, park and brake set, before start checklist complete. So, cockpit to ground. Please confirm all doors and hatches are closed, ground equipment is removed and bypass pin is installed. So we're clear to push and start, the park and brake is set. Runway 10. Okay, park and brake released, off block time 27. Start the push. By the way, let's see if we can see something. Yeah, over there they are already. FS HUD does use the default and add-on models that you have installed. It can also use, for example, the Alpha India Group models to spawn other aircraft around you that it is actually fully controlling. So those other aircraft will serve as AI traffic flying in your simulator with FS HUD enabled. That's actually quite a cool feature. So, start engine number 2. And we will hear the occasional pilot in FS HUD as well. So we are going to hear a little bit of traffic flying around us and stuff, and that is actually really, really nice. It gives you that immersion feeling. And I have not yet had the chance to actually get into conflict with another aircraft, but the developer does say on the website that FS HUD is actually controlling those aircraft, so they should be separating us from them as well. Okay, good start on 2, starting 1. Just want to extend the pushback a bit so that we can turn straight here to go towards taxiway Foxtrot. Would probably have been the better idea to turn the nose into the other direction, but unfortunately the FS HUD does currently not tell you into which direction to push. Okay, that's 2 good engine starts. Then flight control check. Up, down, neutral, left, right, neutral, rudders, left, right, neutral. So, after start checklist, anti-ice off, ecam status checked, pitch trim, that is 31% set, rudder trim 0, after start checklist complete, let's request taxi.
Nürnberg ground, Boeing 1123, request taxi.
Boeing 1123, taxi to holding point, runway 10, via Mike 3, Juliet, Foxtrot.
Taxi to holding point, runway 10, via Mike 3, Juliet, Foxtrot, Boeing 1123.
Okay, let's see, Mike 3, Juliet and Foxtrot. Okay, so they want us to go straight here, then we'll take the right turn and then Foxtrot. Okay, we can do that. Brake is released. Let's go. Okay, here we go. So we're going straight ahead, Mike 3, then Foxtrot is next to the right and then first left. We are clear on the left. Clear on the right. Follow me cars waiting over there, but not for us. Clear right, clear left. Okay, let's review the departure briefing. It's going to be left seat takeoff from runway 10, flaps 2, NATP 2, and we are using dry speeds 126, 135, 135. Packs will be off. Our SID is going straight ahead for a couple miles, then a right turn out, and we have a rather low level of altitude at 4,000 feet, so we've got to keep that in mind and start reducing our vertical speed accordingly. Our EO SID is going straight ahead to the NDB and then a right turn to Nürnberg VOR, climbing to an altitude of 5,000 feet. Any questions? Then before takeoff, checklist to the line. Flight controls checked, flight instruments checked, briefing confirmed, flap setting, config 1+F, V1 VRV2 flex temp, 126, 135, 135, and flex temperature 66. ATC set, ECAM memo. Takeoff no blue. Before takeoff checks complete down to the line. Alright, here we are at the holding point. Are we going to get a phantom?
You're rolling for 1123.
Yeah.
Contact Nürnberg Tower 118.3.
Contact Nürnberg Tower 118.3. You're rolling 1123.
Okay, so when I first saw this saying ready for takeoff, I was a little bit concerned, but it uses correct phraseology when we click on it.
Nürnberg Tower, you're rolling 1123. Runway 10, ready for departure. You're rolling 1123. Line up, runway 10. Line up, runway 10. You're rolling 1123.
Okay, confirm, read back. Line up runway 10. Cabin crew, please take your seats for departure. So, below the line, takeoff runway 10, confirmed. Cabin crew advised, TCAS, TARA, engine mode selector, normal, holding at the packs.
Approaching 10.
Checked. And clear left. Clear right. Okay, complete the checklist.
10.
Packs off before takeoff checks complete. Alright. Timing. Stabilized. Set takeoff thrust. Takeoff thrust set, indications normal. 100 knots. V1. Rotate. Gear up. Power to the freight. Autopilot 1. What's that? Transponder standby. Oh, thanks. Good catch.
Eurowing 1123. Contact on spot. Radar 123.3. Contact Pushback. Radar 123.3. Eurowing 1123.
Okay, flap 0.
Pushback. Radar. Eurowing 1123. Delta Kilo Bravo. Forward Mike. Departure at 3,800.
Eurowing for 1123. Radar contact. Continue climb. Climb level 80. UNH 1011.
Continue
Set.
climb. Flight level
Get
80.
checked.
Eurowing 1123.
Set standard. Passing 4-3, climbing level 80 after takeoff checklist. Landing gear up, flaps retracted. Tanks on, and altimeters. Standard after takeoff checklist complete. Very good speed. So it does seem a little strange, by the way, that ATC tells me continue climb flight level 80, but then gives me QNH. They shouldn't do that. When you get a flight level, you should not get a QNH.
1123. Climb and maintain. Climb level 170. Contact center 120 decimal 65.
Climb and maintain. Flight level 170. Contact community center 120 decimal 65. Eurowing 1123.
Okay, set. Go shot.
Community center. Eurowing 1123. Delta Kilo Bravo. Forward Mike. Departure at flight level 70. Climbing flight level 170.
Eurowing 1123. Radar contact. Continue climb. Flight level 170.
Continue climb. Flight level 170. Eurowing 1123.
Atlanta 240, Optimum 370, that's all understood. We'll stick to level 240, however. Alright everyone, this continues our first look at departure using FS HUD. There will be a second video showing the arrival at a later point, but for now, I would like to thank you for watching. I hope that you have enjoyed this. Let me give you my first feedback on the Addon real quick while we're at it. So first of all, I'm really glad to see that we have an ATC Addon available for our flight simulators now, and I am really looking forward.
Climate maintained, flight level 230.
Climate maintained, flight level 230, 0-wing-1123.
Set 230 is check, thrust time climb. Alright, so my first impression of FS HUD. First of all, the audio quality seems to be really good. It is able to read out your clearances really seamless here, especially with the numbers. I do remember on earlier ATC add-ons in the FSX days, numbers were really hard to see because you would basically always get those climate maintain flight level 1, 1, 9, 3, if you know what I mean. So that's why I'm really happy that this stuff is much improved now. Also, the ability to import SimRead flight plans is really nice. However, some improvements can still be done as to importing the call time, because currently that seems to be fixed. Now, overall, the procedures are much closer to European procedures than what some other add-ons offer in the past, and it's definitely much better than the default ATC. Now, when we get towards our approach, we will have a couple more things to discover, which you should know before making a decision whether or not you want to buy the add-on. But overall, I have to say that my first impression is quite alright. Of course, as an add-on, as a machine-driven ATC, this does not live up to VATSIM, so don't expect to get a new VATSIM with every station covered here. That's not what this is. But if VATSIM is not for you, or if you are flying in a sector where there is no ATC online, then then FS HUD is definitely something to consider. And if you are not an online pilot, but if you prefer to fly offline, then FS HUD may just about be right for you. It's not perfect, but it is better than the default ATC. And before you make a decision, wait for my arrival video, because you will want to have a look at that first. Thank you very much for watching today. The arrival video is hopefully going to be up within the next couple of days. Until then, I wish you all a great Sunday and look forward to see you all again soon.
Climate maintained, flight level 240, contact